practice under pressure is really the idea that any way that you can kind of create the situation you're going to be in before you're in it is going to give you a little bit of an edge of the practice. So whenever you're a little bit less nervous because it's not the real situation, but you're putting a little bit of the pressure on, and so you're getting kind of worked up to the situation that you're going to be in. It's a little bit better practice than just sitting there and saying, okay, well, this is just for practice. So say you're taking a big test that happens to be a standardized test. If you can take some practice tests, but do it like under the same time constraints, maybe if it's going to be on a computer, do it in a computer lab somewhere similar as much as possible, recreate that situation, is going to amp your level of anxiety up a little bit and give you a better sense of what it's going to feel like that day, but you're going to be practicing as you're going. So it's just a good little strategy.
Many times what we'll do is we'll just study the material over and over again and just read it and read it and read it. But what has been found to be most successful is to actually recreate a testing situation. And the more pressure, the better. So that we get used to it, so that it doesn't throw us off our game the way that it might otherwise. So for example, if you're going to take a standardized test and you have a practice questions that you can use, instead of just reading the questions, actually test yourself on those questions. Create a testing environment where you have a testing sheet and you write down the answers. Also, instead of just making it open-ended, make it timed. Trying to recreate the testing environment as much as possible, so that if you might normally have 20 minutes to do a certain number of questions, you try to recreate that as much as possible. If it's a presentation situation, create an audience. Videotaping yourself is great if you can't have people there physically there, or do your presentation in front of an audience. What that helps is that we get used to working under pressure. We get used to performing even with the anxiety and the nerves that we might have in that situation.